And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Apex Wrestling Entertainment Podcast. You are joining us, me alongside my co-host, one Yeti Bloodyard. Hope you're all
Ooh,
doing good today.
yes.
Yeti, how you doing today?
Yes. I'm doing fantabulous. Now that I'm planning my retirement.
Fuck you, man. Don't even start. Now,
If you didn't see that in the chat, that was funny.
I will fuck you up, man. I will fuck you up.
The anatomy of what not to do on a chat when you're part of our, uh, our, uh, our little wrestling federation that we deal
Yeah,
with.
that fucked me up last night. You want to go to YouTube and you want to share out the link on Discord as well as
Yep.
send Evie a link.
Okay,
So
I already sent her one.
awesome.
There
So
we got it.
yesterday we had
Let
a
me get. I'll read it.
yesterday we had a
Let me
double
get.
feature. We had AWE house show. We were a little bit behind schedule, so we had a double header. We had the house show, and then we went about 2 hours later into AWE Ascension. I do want to apologize right now. I cannot see the YouTube chat. That is the downfall of how I'm doing it right here. So forgive me, and my lighting is fucked right now because I forgot to plug in the good light. So I'm going to hand it off to Yeti for just a little bit, and
All
I'm
right.
going to plug that light in so that way I'm not in the dark here. It looks like I've got plenty
All
of
right.
light, but I'm in the dark.
You're in the because that was because of your celebration last night. You know, so Pete and Sens Washington had quite the celebration party. So we'd like to thank everyone for coming to the show, coming to tonight's show, and I hope that you did catch the replay if you could not be at a session live. We have a lot of fun during the live stream. Always participate if you can. We like to hear you. We like to see you. We like to feel it. No, never mind.
Yeah, no feeling, no feeling anyone.
Feelings.
Unwanted touching could be hazardous towards us.
All right.
Here we go. Bring
Okay,
that
now I'm
down.
send out the link.
Now,
Let me share this to.
I want
Uh,
everyone there in YouTube land that is watching currently. If you are getting nice, crisp, clear audio, let us know. Don't fuck around with me and say no, you can't hear me when you can. I don't want to hear that tonight or see it.
all
Just be honest. If you can hear us, we're being heard. We're live. We're in good spirits. I had a bit of a rough start to the day.
right.
We were supposed to be live at 4 p.m. I did
All
not
right.
sleep at all last night, and I crashed probably around 9 or so this morning. And yeah, I didn't have a good day. I finally woke up at 7 p.m. And then you got to eat,
All right.
So we're live now. It's after 9 p.m. And before I came to Discord for me and you to set this up, I had to cut a promo for another
All right.
company.
Yep.
So getting busy right off the hop. So last night, Ascension. I've got to say, pretty damn good show.
Yes, sir.
All the matches, they look strong. They look competitive. There was no weak moments. In my eyes, I didn't see a weak moment. You know, setting up the sliders was very important to me because one, Giants are so OP this year. I don't understand it. Even with the new sliders, it is still like ridiculously overpowered. So I wanted sliders that would be able to at least make sure that Getty, being the only 7 foot giant in the company, wasn't so overpowered that there's no offense. Everything is just a slaughterhouse for him, you know?
Uh,
And that match between you and Bill fucking went
yes.
phenomenally. Like, we
All right.
restarted. There was a count out. And I'm going to be honest with everyone right now.
All right.
I wasn't going to restart the match.
No.
I was going to let it play out, and there was going to be a rematch. But someone in the chat wasn't happy last night. Someone in the chat called it bullshit. So I restarted the match right then and there, and well, the outcome left Bill Haight put down, dirty.
Yep.
A phenomenal match. Both sides were looking strong. Yet he still looked OP as fuck, but he took so much damage in that fight.
Yes.
That's what I want to see from 2K25 Sims. You know, simulations and shit. That's what I want to see. Everyone out there knows I don't play any of the characters. I let the AI versus the AI. Fucking phenomenal. Beautiful last night. The doubleheader, it tired me the fuck out.
Still trying to.
I'm going to call it, and some people might argue with me. I am going to call it. The main event was the perfect main event. It was the match of the night, especially going into overtime with the restart of the match. That was clearly match of the night. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm gonna say Evie winning for once. She is the new network champion, representing pillar to post. And then you've got me, the network champion. And I get it. There's going to be some people in Ruthless Inc. that think I'm going to gloat. I'm going to throw it in their face. And I'm going to say this. It was a great fucking match. Griffin Davian came within in just milliseconds of whooping my ass, taking the 1-2-3, walking home with the title. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That could have gone either fucking way. In the end, though, the better man won. The man that represents his channel won. That's all I'm going to say about it. I could cut a big promo. I really could. I feel like it. And I probably will later on.
Mm.
But I will say this, if he wants a rematch, I'm fair game.
Okay, let's try to get back here. Can you see? Am I still see? Can you guys still see me?
I can see you on the camera.
Okay, let's see you on the post. Okay, so let's see if I'm on the post. Okay, if you can still if you can still see me, let me know.
Oh,
Okay, I just like doing. Well, I'm just doing some stuff here with the sending out links.
okay. Well, here I gotta adjust this camera a little bit. There we go. So we're gonna
Okay.
start. We're gonna start off the talks. Opening bout: Meanie Girl versus Stabitha for the Apex Women's Championship match. Meanie Bloodyard came in strong. She was the Apex champion. Has yet to be defeated until Stabitha came along, and Stabitha gave her first upset in a non-title bout. So it was decided that she would get the title match at Ascension. Now I'm always worried when it comes to ladder matches and such, but it played out pretty damn good. Both women gave everything they've got. Meanie, however, just fell short this time. Well, for the second time. Now you are in close ties with Meanie. What were her thoughts? If you've talked to her about any of it?
Talk to her. Well, she's gonna give you a bad time that you screwed up the match. She made you any.
I know this. That's a given.
Yeah, that's a given. But she says that she will get that. She will get her title back. That there was just an off day, and she is gonna have. She's gonna get that title back
So
where it rightfully belongs.
here's what I get from that, though. Every time she faces Stabitha, it's a bad day for her.
It's gonna be a bad day for you too when she drops a cow on you.
I know. This is the problem. You know, I'm the guy that gets blamed for every loss with the Bloodyards.
And I made sure to let her know that was the case. because we have to let that be known.
Well,
Anyways, let's say hi to well, we got to say a few people that are in the chat. We got R-Man's in the chat, Matt Storm, and Jake Bagwell.
Jake
Hello to everyone in the chat.
Jake Bagwell, Matt Storm, and R Man. And no longer R Man True, he's R Man F, as in, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Not him
No.
necessarily. No, he's telling everyone else, get the fuck out of here.
Okay,
No.
I'll
Hey, don't you start with me. Last night was enough. Uh, I, I was very honest with you after the show, man. Don't fucking
I
do
know.
that to me in a live stream. I'm fucking retiring. I'm nothing but a loser. You're just going down the pity
Okay.
party fucking hole. That fucked me up. And it's like,
Because you know how many
I'm not addressing it.
you know, but, yeah, no, but yeah, you know how many times we see that in chat when someone really is taking the show a little too seriously,
Yeah.
and they're crying foul. They're saying you're fucking with their character, you're fucking with the matches.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
that's what the whole thing was.
You know,
Because
and I get it. Everyone has this sort of connection with their character. I get that.
right,
I don't have that connection with my character. I don't care if I win or lose. To me, it's more important telling a good story, and that's what I was trying to do with Griff. And I get it. It gets discouraging when you see your character and your crew's character lose and lose and lose. But they haven't just been losing. Griffin Davian was network champion.
right.
So
The
this,
first network champion,
yes,
for Apex, the first Apex, and that is something that has
and
nothing to sneeze at.
no, like hell of matches. Like
Right.
you are our first Apex champion and won that.
The last, the first, the last, the Alpha, the Omega,
Well,
not the Kenny, but the Yeti Omega.
you can say what you want. Bill took you to the
I
fucking
know,
limit last night.
but but he is, but unfortunately, that restart
Yeah,
cost him.
I'm wondering where R.W. Watts is going to go from here. Like, he was involved in the house show already. He involved himself in my match against Mordecai. Now, he kept it clean. He kept himself neutral, which, was better than the last time. Last time you had to put him
Oh,
in his place. But,
oh, and and he saved me from pulling the trigger on Bill Haight.
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
but and my thing is I said what but I'm glad the official stepped in because he was really having a hard time with the matches he booked. Either the one where we were a tag team, there's a count out.
yep.
Just very controversial, and so I'm glad that whoever that I paid off. No, I didn't pay off. No, I'm just kidding. But whoever decided, because R.W. Watts, I'll have you said, he's a hired hand.
Basically, yes.
Who's that?
He's the
Yeah,
guy that's put in
yeah.
charge of booking the
He's been
shows.
charged, but who made that decision? We joked it was the cat, but someone said no, no, no. We're not having a pay-per-view in an account out because we're not going to have a controversy. We're going to have a clear winner.
And we had a clear
And
winner. Like
yes,
you guys kept it for the majority inside the ring in the main event.
yes,
Was beautiful.
yeah.
The
Yep.
restart worked effectively. You brought home the gold to the motherfucking assholes.
Fucking assholes. And that's the thing. Everyone forgot about us. Their arrogance. I'd say that Ruthless got a little arrogant. They thought they were the cock of the walk. That they were the shit. They were the toughest. Yes, they are. They are tough. They are the toughest. But the motherfucking assholes just came back just to knock you down a notch,
Well,
make you think.
knocking down pegs, we do that best, don't we?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And what I like, there is a story past. Bill Haight has whooped your ass in prior promotions, like repeatedly. He has put you down.
Yeah.
The new energy, the new I don't know, the new tenacity that you've shown, the anger hell, the flat out toughness that you've shown in the ring this season alone. Like, and this is our first supercard, our first month with Apex, and
Yes.
you've been the most dominating. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are the most dominating
Right.
character on the show, and it shows every time you step in that ring.
It's because when I say you can't hustle this muscle, I used to say it in the past. It's when you think that I'm down, you got my number. I change it.
Now, every
And, and
asshole,
yes,
every asshole was not as fortunate as we were last night.
no, no,
I believe I take nothing away from the Black Brothers. Take nothing away.
no.
I think if it would have been any other match, I think we'd hold all the gold right now.
Oh yeah. Well,
But you know,
that's going to happen.
it
It's
will
going to
happen.
happen.
It will happen.
It's happened.
Um,
It's just it's destiny.
Joel Quinn, Fred Starr, match 2 of the night went up against
Yeah.
the brothers Black, Atticus and
Right.
Azrael. Hard fought match. They were all over that fucking
Yeah.
all around the arena, or at least as much as they could have been.
Yeah.
They kept it at ringside, but they were outside of that ring more often than they were inside, and it was a battle tooth and nail right from the bell on. From bell to bell, great tag team match. It needed to be there, and they crushed it for a tag team matchup. They crushed it. The brothers Black looking very impressive as a duo.
Okay.
Now, eventually, they want to venture out because you look at Atticus. He was the first Hard Knocks champion. But
Yeah.
I've warned everyone right from the get go, if you are not including yourself, if you are not participating, if you are not building your character up, you're not going to hold titles long. Now, that would have worked
Okay.
against me, but someone else came along. That someone was Matt Storm and took the title away. So I didn't have to enforce a relinquishing of the title. I didn't have to make him give it up. I didn't need to have him drop it. He dropped it on his own. So one thing I want to see from the Dark Brothers, or the Dark Siders, the Black Brothers, I want to see them involved more. Build your
Yes.
characters up. This is what the Discord chat is all about. We are building our
Right.
characters up. That way, we can tell a better story when we are live. We can include things that have been discussed in the chat or in the channel,
Yeah.
and include some of that backstory. You guys just doing like a couple of liners and that's it, doing the bare minimum. It doesn't give anyone enough to get a sense of what they can do with you in a storyline.
Or
Um,
let's take for instance. Let me take for instance when you fight somebody, don't sit there and go, "Oh, I let you win."
yeah,
That is weak.
yes,
That is weak because that is nothing to a story. Not just God modding yourself like you're better than. And here's what sense does that make to let someone win? Why
yeah,
are you here? Why are you wrestling?
yeah. No,
I mean, if you put a promo like that in real life, I let you win, you'd be off the show.
more than likely,
You know? I mean, first of all, they went with that because no one's interested in that.
no.
Okay, so you know, you're not doing yourself any good when you sort of like. Also, do not when if you're in there, try to feud with other people besides the main people. You know,
Yeah.
don't just go in. Include. And that's how it makes it more interesting.
Okay.
Let's say like,
I'm going to include something here. I
yeah,
recently joined a new company, and I've this is the only way you go about it, antagonizing the people that are at the top, and you just debuted. You have an understanding where you are in the pecking order. You're at the bottom. When you make your debut on a show, you are at the bottom. But you go and put out feelers to see if there's a big dog in the yard that's going to bite a little bit. So I'm going to tell you what I did with this other company. And this is recorded live promos straight from my face. That is the way it's done.
ooh, that's scary.
Yeah. Look at this. Me on camera. Not a pretty sight, man. So what I did, I made it very clear where I stood in the pecking order. But I sent feelers out, and one big mouth, and he's supposed to be their top dog. I want to see how big of a man he was. I want to see how fragile his ego was. So I said his name once, and that boy nibbled. Second promo I did, I set out another feeler, and I directly cut my promo with the guys that I was having an upcoming match with. But I went and threw his name in there for a second time. That sumbitch bit down hard on the hook. So if you think you are a big guy, the predator in the yard, and you are paying attention and biting the hook that a newbie is sending out there for you, you're not as big as you think you are.
No. No.
So, sending feelers out there to see if you might get a chance at a bigger person in the match card, not a bad thing. But you've got to
Oh no.
focus on the people that are at your level. When I say at your level, I'm saying if you here, we're going to take Jake Bagwell for instance, okay? And Jake, don't take this personally. When you just get contracted to wrestle for a company, the first thing you do is you challenge, well, you challenged Getty Bloodyard. You challenged myself. Why? You just debuted. You should be looking at the match card. Okay, this is who he's putting me up against. This is where I am. Set out your feelers, but be creative about it. You know? But you want to focus on the people that you are being booked against. You want to make sure that you can tell a story with anyone you are put in place with. Yes, I get it. We got a lot of experience with each other. Me, Bagwell, Yeti, Bagwell, got a lot of experience.
Right.
But to go out of your way to challenge those people right off the hop when you haven't even had a match yet, not smart.
And and, and plus, we're already we're already involved with I was already involved with
Bill
Bill
Haight.
Hay.
Well, you were involved
And
with Bill Haight and Griffith Davian.
yes,
You know?
and that, so I'm just gonna, so, but that's what I meant. You're not looking at building your opponent. And the thing is here, see, like if you fight, if I fought Cowboy John and he beat me, I would say, oh, you gave me a tough fight, but next time,
Yeah.
next time,
You gotta
and that's what
make it into a promo. Don't just keep it like, oh, like he said. Don't use those words exactly. And there's other people that did the same thing. They want to challenge for the
yeah,
top guys right away. I'm sorry, you just debuted. This is no longer RWO. This is a whole new beginning here. This is
right,
Apex Wrestling Entertainment. I took us out of the wasteland because one, I didn't want people feeling pressured because when they think of the wasteland, they think of witchery and werewolves and all this. And I let that all play out. Some people knew how to play it, some people did not. I
no,
wanted to take us away there. I wanted to focus on the wrestling.
right,
So you are new to the company. I'm not going to be an ignorant son of a bitch and say know your place. Not the way it is.
no,
But
no,
you got to
no.
understand you're starting at the bottom. You got to build yourself up. There's
You
going to
got
be new
we got to
things.
know.
Go
You
for it.
got no. We got to introduce yourself, and I want to see other people that
Yeah.
just sit there. Start, talk, start talking, because we don't know your character. Okay, you're on a card, all right, but who are you? You have to give people. See, I give a lot of people material to play off of. Other people don't do that. They don't give of themselves. They want to be. They want to be. They don't want to share anything, and they don't want to. They don't want to be made fun of. I understand that, but that's trash talking. You can't when you do trash talking, and especially to make it interesting, there has to be a give and go. And you see me and Pete do it all the time.
Yeah.
There's a give and go. You can't always have the last word, and that's the problem. Everyone wants to have the last word. Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's
and that doesn't make it does not make it interesting from a show. Like, okay,
Now,
you know,
I'm going to disclose some information right here about Apex Wrestling. Right now, there is going to be a bit of a change coming, and this isn't just for the sake of changing things. This is to make things a little bit easier, a little bit more understanding for everyone involved in Apex. So I've already gone ahead and I've already scheduled each and every pay per view type show, super card, whatever you want to call it. Basically, like Ascension. There's one coming up. The next one is Breaking Bad, and it's centered around the idea I had of it was it was centered around Ruthless Inc. The design of the logos, the design of the apron, it's very Ruthless Inc. oriented. And that is my goal. So this is what's going to be happening from here on out. I'm going to be giving everyone an idea which direction I want them to go in. So basically, kind of me doing a pre-written storyline for the month for the supercard. It's up to everyone else to direct their character in that way and follow that idea that I'm going to be throwing out for them. And like we've got the fallout of Ascension coming. That will happen Wednesday. When I mean fallout, well, there's going to be storyline written up for Wednesday. It'll be posted probably tomorrow. I'm going to be working on it today.
yep.
And that way everyone understands, okay, this is why the next pay-per-view is called Breaking Bad. These are going to be the highlights. And there's always going to be the main stars, and there's always going to be the secondaries. The secondaries in this case are the people that are going to be opening the shows, and they're and mid carders and upper mid carders, you know. And I want to try and give everyone something to work forward to. Now, if they can show me that they can follow that direction and amp it up even more, well, hell, that's just gravy, man. And it's going to make
Yep.
my life a lot easier booking storylines and matches around a character. Because right now, that is the hardest spot. I get told, oh, I'm a mercenary. Okay. Of what? You know? Or I'm an assassin. Okay. How are you assassinating people? This is wrestling. Now, if you are going on the mindset of you're called an assassin because of the match skills you have, the wrestling style that you have, you know, it works. Now, and I'm not taking a shot at Jake Bagwell here. Calling yourself an enforcer. You know what an enforcer is? He's a right-hand man to another man. He is a follower. He is the guy protecting the boss. That is the enforcer.
He's the bleeder.
Yes.
The bleeder, not the leader.
He's
The
the
bleeder, not the leader.
He is the Arn Anderson of the Four Horsemen. Plain and simple. Very cut and dry. If you are calling yourself an enforcer, well, your job is enforcing and protecting someone.
Your second banana.
Yes. Calling yourself a mercenary. Okay. Are you a killer in that ring? Is that what it means?
So someone pays you. Someone pays you.
Yeah.
You're paid. You're someone's lapdog. You know,
You know,
someone with none. You do the dirty work. You do someone else's dirty work.
I
You know,
call
that's
myself
unbelievable.
I call myself the big bad. Why am I calling myself the big bad? Well, I'm not afraid to trash talk anyone. I'm not afraid to
Right.
go toe to toe with someone verbally.
Right.
It's why I went with big bad. You know, I've tied
Right.
in real aspects of my life to the character, such as going to jail, you know, and going through the shit in my life. I've included that in my character. My character is a lot of me, but amped up a lot. I don't talk like an ignorant cunt in real life. I'm a very fucking genuine type of person. I'm very friendly, very kind. But this is wrestling. Friendly and kind and genuine don't get over. It doesn't make a character unless, you know, you're Bob Backlund back in the day. You know, before
Oh
he went
God, yeah.
crazy. Before he
Yeah.
went crazy.
There's always Yeah, there's always the 80-20 rule. I think you've discussed that before about your character,
Yeah, just amp it
about when
up.
playing a character, 80, yeah, 80-20 rule. 80% you, and the other 20% you amp up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, but Ascension was the first show, and I wish I could have put more
right,
story into it, but there was a lot of stuff going on
right,
in the background. Hell, my dog getting sick the other day just took me
right,
out of my fucking head. Um, and I'm not afraid
right,
to say it. I was scared. I thought she was
right,
like gonna die or something because I've
right,
never experienced that where my dog forgot who I was. My dog was
right.
afraid of me, and
Mhm.
she was, you know, in a really bad way. She wasn't breathing properly or anything. She is fine now,
Right,
but that fucking
right,
scared the shit out of me. That took me out of my element. That is why we were late to doing the house show,
right,
and you know, so it's there's always going to be external forces that kind of sabotage the
yeah,
shows a little bit. But what I aim to do with this next pay per view and the following pay per views is basically doing storylines for as many people as I can. If someone else can come in there and give me a reason to like, hey, I like that idea. Let me build your character up around that, and let's see if we can find an opponent that matches that. I want to find
yeah,
I want to find equivalents. Say me. Okay, I'm going to use myself as an example. I am the network champion. Well, who would I want to come after me? Well, right now, it would be is Griffith Diving going to ask for a rematch? You know, is Bill Haight going to step down and say, well, I failed against Yeti, but I know I can whoop Pete's ass? You know, is Griff going to say, well, I was the network champion. I might have dropped it, but that was a stepping stone up to facing Yeti Bloodyard. And that's the
right,
thing right there. Because initially, I was really aiming to put Griffith Davian against Yeti for Ascension. Because you trash talked the motherfucking shit out of that man.
yeah. Yes.
You came on here and went on blast with him, and it was like, okay, this is the direction I gotta go. But it's like, he's just the new champion, though. You're just the new
Yeah.
champion. Title versus title right off the
Right.
hop.
Right.
That, you know, that it just,
Right.
and not just that, the sliders were so fucked up at the
Right.
beginning. And it's like, yeah, it's just going to be a murder. And then Yeti's
Yep.
got two fucking titles walking around with. You know,
I don't.
I couldn't have it.
It'd be three titles. I'd be three titles. I already have two titles.
You have one title here at AWE.
I have one. I have the Final God title. I have that.
The final ruler as well. Yes, I get
Chris
it.
Rose, yes. Since Russia assassin needs an AEW contract, her slogan is "But so big and juicy, I put the ass in assassin twice."
No,
That
no.
was from Evie. Hello, Evie.
I know who it's from. I know who it's
Yeah,
from. No.
put the sass.
Oh my
Yes.
god, no.
And
No, that's a running fucking joke over on Underground. I am not having that on the show.
yep, you got
I'm
it.
waiting for the Suicide Club girls, and then I have the
Oh, I need to put
Bloodyards.
them. Oh, you need Emily and Zoe. I have the name.
Yes.
I just have to put names on them.
I've got Sour Fang.
Oh,
I've got Siri,
there you.
Evie,
Yep.
Meanie, Yeti. That is enough. That's
Then you want
enough.
that. Then you want my other two daughters.
I don't need the trauma of having
Right.
Rhubarb Arena and Sensuasa on my show. You understand?
Yeah. I know you had a great celebration, with them after your
My
you know,
celebration was
getting
like
chocolate.
going sitting out with my boy for a bit, relaxing, and then crawling into bed
Yeah.
and trying to get some sleep all fucking night.
But yeah. So we'll say hi to Evie. Evie's in the house.
How
Hello,
you
Evie.
doing,
Congratu-
Evie?
Congratulations. And do you have a promo that she wrote about
I
her
do,
title?
I do, I do, I do.
Yes. And And for those you, and for those of you that if you want to write a promo and have it read, we'll gladly read it for you.
I did
No
throw it down
PDF.
in Discord. No one bit.
Yes.
No one
Yeah.
bit at all. Now, I'm going to set it up first the way she set it up, and then you know what one thing I am going to do, like this has nothing to do with the Wasteland, but if you look in WWE, especially NXT, the wrestler known as Delta, formerly known as Delta, now Zarya, she is billed as from the Wasteland. So that is the way I'm
Yeah.
going to be billing Evie Bloodyard
You-
because it just fits her character. She is the Banshee Queen, and it's still wrestling oriented, but that's the way I'm billing her. So let me see where we go. A rusted, flame scarred steel throne in the middle of a ruined wasteland. A ripped, twisted banner of the AWE network flaps behind her. Evie Bloodyard, dressed in skimpy leather, chains, and blood smudged war paint, stares down the camera with a beautiful, evil, crooked grin. Let me get into this now. They call this the wasteland, the end of the world, the age of suffering. She cocks her head with a snarky little bitch face, but for me. It's just another day at the office. Smirks. Just another opportunity to make someone my bitch. Out here in the wastelands, where the weak crawl and the strong carve their names in the rotten flesh of the fallen and on the dirty rusted steel of the vanquished, I rose from the blood and from the ashes of the defeated. Like a thirsty blood banshee with a vendetta. You see, I didn't get handed this championship. I ripped it from the hands of fate with blood under my nails and blood dripping from from a grinning face. I am the queen of the motherfucking underground bloodyard. And in my world, there are no fairy tales, no happy endings, just nightmares, shattered bones, and burned bridges. Why? 'Cause fuck your bridge, that's why. You want this title, you better bring more than hope. You better bring more than a sparkly teenage dream. You better bring a mother, a fucking army, and a damn priest to perform your last rites. For you, and your punk ass crew. Ooh, I think she's directing that at someone. Because I don't just defend this title, I own it. It's mine. I sleep with it. I bleed with it. I earned every ounce of playing hero. Oh, wait, whoa, I jumped ahead. I earned every ounce of gold while the rest of you were too busy playing hero in a shitty world that doesn't want saving. I'm not here for your respect. Fuck that. And fuck your mama too while we're here. Bites her lips with a giggle. I'm not here for your admiration. I'm here to remind every bitch in that locker room that the apex predator wears banshee war paint, walks through hell, and laughs when the fires of Hades rise high enough to burn God's own nutsack. Ooh, have mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nuts are getting a little bit warm now. I am
Oh,
Evie
yeah.
motherfucking Bloodyard, the Banshee Queen, the AWE Network Champion. I am the catalyst of destruction, your boyfriend's wet dreams. Yes, she is. And Satan's little sweetheart. If you want this title, you're going to have to bury me to get it. Good luck with that. She flips her belt over her shoulder, licks blood from her lips, and gives the camera a good old smirk. So, doing promos like this, I don't mind being able to read them out here and do
That
it.
was,
I loved it.
that was very that was very well written.
I loved it.
Wow.
It says, to me, it speaks Evie Bloodyard.
And who she is, and who she is, and her goals,
She
and the
is,
challenge, and she threw down the gauntlet.
yeah. Now, I'm willing to do it for anyone. If you are too self-conscious, your anxiety gets out of control when you want to do a promo. You don't want to do a video promo. You don't want to do a voice promo. You write out a promo and say, next time you're live, Pete, have this on there. This is what I want. I'm going to be working with Eddie to set up a schedule for Apex Entertainment podcast here, the AWE podcast. We're going to be covering more of the shows, and we're going to be touching back in a little bit of WWE as well throughout of it. Hell, recent news, R-Truth, his contract not renewed.
Never knew.
Yeah.
But wait a few days, because they're gonna say he's being released, blah blah blah.
Or he just thought he was.
Either that or he's just trolling them. I can see him doing that.
So a tables match was the third match on the card for Ascension. Matt Storm defending his Hard Knocks Championship title against a newcomer, Max Rampage. Now, Max Rampage, other promotions know him as Matt Outlaw. I talked to him first if he wanted to be involved, which character he wanted, if he was going to take part in storyline. He said yes to all. I sent him a message before Ascension and asked if he could throw out a challenge to the Hard Knocks champion in Matt Storm. That didn't happen. I still did the match. But it is what it is. Maybe he gets more involved down the road. I'm hoping so. I put a lot of work in building these characters. If you look at guys like Yeti Bloodyard, Max Rampage, Joel Quinn, Fred Starr, the majority, Griffith Davian, Evie Bloodyard, Meanie Bloodyard. I've created a lot of these characters, and I put a lot of effort into making them look good. It's your job to tell the story of who they are. I need that in order to book you properly. And that's the only time I'm going to say it again. It's the last time. If you're unwilling to participate, well, you're never going to be in the upper echelon of AWE. Just saying. Now, saying that, I also understand people have personal shit they're going through. I go through it myself. Yeti goes through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. I talked to Yeti about doing some storylining in Discord, and I sent his anxiety into overdrive. I felt like shit for it because I didn't understand what he was going through. I'm not going to talk about what you're going through, but once I understood he was going through the shit, I told him, don't fucking worry about it. And I don't want anyone to feel pressured. I don't want anyone's anxiety or mental health going into a downward spiral because I've asked something of them. Explain it to me. Talk to me. That's all you got to do. I'm a very understanding person. Hard fought match, tables match. Max Rampage did come to do battle against Matt Storm. A hard fought match. But once again, Matt Storm remains your Hard Knocks champion. Now, here's the thing, Getty. You've been watching as well. He's actually been putting into work in Discord.
Yes, he has.
And he's winning matches.
Yes. Right.
I can see him coming for the network champion in the very near future.
Yes, he's winning matches in that, and he's on that next run.
He's cutting promos. He's dropping the promos in Discord. I'm loving it. And I get a better sense of who he is. I know a lot of these characters pretty well from RWO days, but the problem is I didn't really know them. They'd give me a little, oh, I'm this and I'm that, and that's all that's good. And it's like, okay, I know I need to know you. You need to be doing promos. You need to be showing me the type of emotions you put in your character and stuff when you're cutting a promo. And if I don't have that, I don't know what to do. It makes it very hard to tell a story.
A little bit of backstory, a little bit of history.
Yeah. Evie Bloodyard was up next, taking on Ruthless Inc.'s Cotton Candy. the very first network women's champion of AWE. And how she laid it out in that promo she did after she won the title. They're gonna have to pry it from her cold dead hands.
Yeah, yeah. And welcome to Meanie.
Meanie
Meanie's here in the
Bloodhood.
chat, and she says she should have read Evie's promo in Petra's voice.
I know. I was asked the same thing by Evie last night, and it's like, no, ain't happening. Ain't happening. No, no. Oh no.
Yes.
No, no. Oh no, I wrecked my throat so bad.
But you'd make a certain McCoy moist.
Oh, I know. There'd there'd be another there'd be another tune out there with my voice on it.
Yep.
You know, and I'd have to do it in a stupid way, you know, try and put a Valley Girl fucking bit into it, you know.
Yes. Oh my god.
um,
Oh man.
I was impressed with Evie as well as Cotton Candy. Now a lot of people would probably say, well, why was Evie in it? The simple thing is, I went to Evie after the show and said, hey, this is what I'm planning on doing tomorrow, and I would like to have you involved in it. Could you cut a promo about winning the title? And she goes, yes, I can. And I even told her, it's like, no pressure, you know, but if you want, I would fucking love it. And she bit down on it right away. Now, anyone else in the chat, um, anyone else out in the company, I wouldn't have gotten that response, you know?
Right.
So it's like, I took a chance asking her. I know her situation, her stance on being on social media as much as some of us are. So, you know, it's like taking a chance with it, and it worked out, and she cut a beautiful promo for me to read out.
And of course, we cannot forget the immortal Griff. He's in the chat.
Griffin Davian, how's it going?
Yeah, but yes. Sometimes we miss seeing you in the chat, so don't think you're invisible.
Well, here's the problem. I'm trying to figure out why when I go to have YouTube on the background and click it so I can see the chat, why it takes away the camera feed from OBS. That is my issue.
Okay.
Or else I'd be able to keep my eye on the chat a little bit more as well. But until
Right.
I've got that figured out, it's almost like I
Right.
need two screens at this point.
Right.
You know, and I don't want to sit here with my phone in front of my face at the same time.
So that's kind of like what I kind of do that for Pete when I'm on. So sometimes I miss it too.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah,
But
there he goes.
Yeti's my YouTube guy. He makes sure that the chat's being taken care of and everything. So
Right.
up next, speaking of Griffith Davian, following Evie and Cotton Candy's match, it was the network championship for Griffith Davian and yours truly. And I said before, I'm not going to be an ignorant cunt and say, oh, it was an easy match. It was a fucking hard match. It went to the very wire. What I liked about last night, every single match you could see I spat that out wrong. You couldn't see who was going to win.
No.
You know, and at the beginning of your match, I was like, oh, okay, he's fucking winning. And then all of a sudden Bill started making a comeback, you know, and really fucking took the fight to you. And it was no difference from Griffith Davian and the Viking match. It was toe-to-toe, bell-to-bell, hard fought. And if he would have hit me with his God Slayer, if he would have locked that God Slayer in me, I would have been done. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Every test match I've had with Griffith Davian, it's either I barely win or he kicks my ass every fucking time with the God Slayer. Every match we've had going up into this match, I have gone and gotten my ass kicked. The only match that me and you survived was when they got counted out.
Yes.
So I've got to say kudos to Griffith Davian. and I'm going to extend the invitation. If he wants a rematch, it doesn't matter where it is, it doesn't matter when it is. It can be at a PLE, it can be at the next show. It does not matter to me. So, Griffin Davian, if you want to crack at me, just say so. If not, well, you were the network champion. And our upcoming super card is known as Breaking Bad. So I'll be working things in the background, and I'll be cluing in everyone in the direction I'm hoping to go. And it's going to be a lot of fuckery, especially when we're relying on AI. But I mean,
Yes.
I'm hoping to make it interesting.
Let's hope there's not an update. Oh my god.
My god, any more fucking updates that fuck with the shit? I'm getting so tired of it.
God. Well, it kind of messes up some of the what I've noticed, some of the specialty matches, I call them. You know, that it just,
I've also noticed
it's like,
I've got to rework Evie's moveset because it added a finisher in there that I never even had on her. Like, that bugged the shit out of me.
And she doesn't have that still move, so it wouldn't,
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, but as I say, we don't need any more updates. Every time I have to fix crap, and
yeah, it's tiresome. It is very tiresome.
Yes.
All around though, a great match. And it's been like this right from the get go, as far back as me and Griffith have been fighting here on YouTube.
Yeah, right.
Back and forth all the fucking time.
He wins. It's a great rivalry. Yeah, it's a great rivalry.
He wins, I win. I lose, he wins. Right. He loses, I win. It's back and forth so much with that guy.
Right.
And I tried, and I'm going to say this, everyone I built, I tried my ass to get as close to the movesets that they had originally back in the day. I know what type of moves that Griff likes, and I went for that. What I started calling the double tap, he calls it Memento Mori. That one wasn't in his moveset, but I could not find the Shining Wizard he uses that he used to call Memento Mori. I have since found it. I added it to him, but it still falls back every damn time on that double kick that he does. Don't understand the reasoning behind it, but it's
AI preference.
Yeah. And I like that double kick so much. I didn't want to remove it either. I figured putting the Shining Wizard in the number one spot would make that the go-to for the AI. But no, it's not the case.
No.
It plays a favorite. I have him as a striker, and it likes that fucking double kick, man. But yeah, I became network champion. I think it's kind of fitting, don't you think? You running this podcast right now. I am the guy representing pillar to post.
You might say you're the immortal slayer.
I could be called.
You know what? The immortal slayer.
You know me though. I don't have an ego like that. Even if I am the big bad, I don't have the ego to fucking go and say I'm better than you.
Well, you know what Pete says. I won't say I'm better than you, but I know. I know. That's what Pete says. Oh, he tried.
Oh, you fucking dick.
It's not I think I'm better. It's just I know. It's a knowing.
A Hell in a Cell that we didn't actually see anyone go through the cell and climb up to the top.
That one I'm not impressed with this year with what the AI has done to the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I was hoping for it to be a lot grander. I wanted to see bodies falling.
Right.
I wanted to see someone go through the top of the cell. I really did. I was really hoping the AI was going to be triggered that way.
Because 2K23, 2K24, the AI was pretty good with the Hell in a Cell.
Who was it that was the first one to have a Hell in a Cell match where they didn't go through the cell in any kind of way? I can't. I'm trying to remember who that was, but I mean, it came off like that match. It was a great match.
Yeah,
not taking anything away from the match. But I was expecting a lot more violence, a lot more carnage.
Right.
We didn't get it this time around. Maybe it's the sliders that are doing it because it's supposed to be a very realistic style of sliders. I don't know about that.
Yes.
But excellent matches right from the get go, and then our main event, Bill Haight taking on Yeti Bloodyard, uh, goes to the very
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
wire, and
Right.
then
Yes.
you get counted out.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
Now
I
at
was at.
first, I was like, okay, that's fuckery we don't need for our first supercard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially since it was so close, like when Bill started making
Right.
that big comeback, when he started getting you off your feet,
Right.
I was like, okay, I've got hope for this match now. It's not going to be
Right.
just a beatdown for Yeti and he walks away high
Right.
with the title, you know? No, you had to work your
Right.
fucking ass off in that match.
Yes. And I showed a side of Yeti that people forget.
Yeah.
You know, it's what it's like the Savior. You know, we're going to go back to the past. The Savior. Every Mordecai, everyone that tried to put me down and fuck with me, uh, and how I sent it to the to being the Uber of the wasteland. They can't. How many times was I put in handicap matches?
Yeah.
And
I got to
and
be
beaten
honest.
down.
I got to be honest, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it though.
Yes. Yes, he enjoyed. Yes. But but you see what was wrong. But you see where Bill kind of got screwed was having the restart of that match.
Yes. You
Yes.
know, and when it happened at first, I was like, "Fuck, we don't need this kind of fuckery at our
No.
first supercard." And,
No.
but on the other hand, in my head, it's like, "Oh, this is perfect to continue the story."
Yes.
Bill Haight gets his rematch, and then
He
I
gets the
see.
10 count. The 10 count.
Now I'm going to take this out of story mode, and I'm gonna break that, and just like when I seen Griff post in the chat, this is fucking bullshit.
Bullshit.
And
Bullshit.
I was like,
Bullshit.
okay, I'm restarting the match.
Yeah.
It already clicked in my head I was going to restart the match right after he said that, you know?
Yeah,
And
right.
I get it. He took the loss. Bill taking a fucking win, but via countout doesn't even get the title. That's fucking bullshit.
No.
I get it. I get it. And then Evie goes, wow, the AWE cat says that it should be a rematch or a restart. It's
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
blame it on the cat.
Yep.
Blame it on the cat.
Yeah. Blame it on the. Yes.
The way it's going to work out, though, R.W. Watts was overruled. That is
Yes.
the way it's going to play out in story. It will be revealed at a later date who and why overruled him. It is not going to be the Viking.
No.
I'm going to say that right now. It will not be the Viking, but it will be someone that's going to be involved in the very near future.
Yes.
So there is going to be story coming off of that. Does Bill Haight eventually get a rematch? Of course, Bill Haight's going to eventually get a rematch at the AWE Apex Champion. Like, of course, the guy's like been fucking champion of the YouTube world for a fucking how long, you know?
Forever.
Yeah, like when Omar left, when Griff left, when a lot of other people left, Bill Haight was the champion. How long did he go undefeated in RWO? Of course he's going to get another shot at the fucking AWE Apex Champion. Fuck that shit. That guy fucking has earned that right to be top dog. But right now, top dog is Yeti Bloodyard. The match restarts. You guys both start off strong. I think you only left the ring at least once after the restart. And then you just
I want to prove a point.
and then it's exactly how it played out. It was like Yeti put down the statement, you know, I rule this fucking yard, and you got the 1, 2, 3. It was over, and we came to the end of the show with your head and your hand raised high with the title around your waist, not Ruthless Inc.
So here's where I sit at. If Bill is the best you guys got, what is the formula?
Oh,
You guys are gonna sit there. Are you guys gonna sit there with your dick in your hand and go and jack off and think that you're gonna be able to beat the last god? I don't see. Are you gonna put the work in? You're gonna make it worth your while? I don't think so. Because I am the last. I am the last god. I left that man in the ring after he knocked me out. Knocked me out for 10. I got back up. I got back in that ring. Yes, he earns my respect because he did not give up. He gave it his all. He gave it his 100%. He gave it 110%. Gave it 120%. But it was not enough to take down the Wild-Eyed Yeti, the Himalayan Hustler, the myriad of names I call myself. But of course, I am the last god, and I left him prone in the.
There you
And
have it, folks.
you play the video. So who do you think's the best? I don't think anyone's good enough now. I took the best. I took the best and built. Everybody else is lacking. They're whacking. Yes, you're going to get the Yeti Rhines. But what I see now, from where I sit up here now, all of you are shit. You're pussies. I you think you're a tough guy? You're not tough. I am the toughest son of a bitch now. So you better do your work. You better eat your Wheaties. Better drink your protein drink. You better swallow something because I am the first and last world champion. Fuck you.
I will say one thing. You don't start threatening me with the rhymes. I might be a
Oh
motherfucking
yeah.
asshole, but I will turn on your ass like that.
You see,
Don't start rhyming.
my new finisher, the Yeti rhymes. I just rhyme you into submission.
Fucking
I just
kill a
hold you
man with
like
that
this
shit.
and just start rapping. That should be RW Truth's. But he can rap. RW Truth can rap.
Oh, you mean our
Yeah.
truth?
Or Truth, yeah. I call
See,
him RW Truth. Who
okay,
cares?
you know what?
Yeah.
We went through Ascension. It was a great match. It was a great show.
Yes, it was.
All of them on
Right.
there. Evie fucking just worked her ass off against Cotton Candy. Cotton Candy was tough in that ring as well. Impressive.
Okay.
I'm very happy with a lot of the builds that have been done. There's some tweaking that needs to be done still. Evie's needs to be fixed properly. Like, she should have her finishers on there that she needs, and some of the moves that I put on.
Evie, he wants to have you fixed. Evie wants to have you fixed like a dog.
But all in all, everything went pretty damn good. Now, I am going to be honest. I did not. I did not want to beat Griff. I'm saying that out of character. I did not want to beat Griff. I wanted Griff to continue with his reign. And at Breaking Bad, I wanted to have Yeti and Griff stand toe to toe. You know, that was the plan. But I've got to switch things up now. So, come Breaking Bad, there's going to be a Fallout situation going down, and I'm going to be writing that up tonight. It will be posted tomorrow, and everything's going to set the tone for the next Supercard. You know, who's going to shine, who's going to step up, who's going to make sure that they get noticed, so that way they can be a part of the bigger stories. I want to see that happen. Right now, hell, Griffith could still be, you know, like I put it out there. He can challenge for a rematch at any time. He could still be network champion. You never know. Hell, if he goes and asks for a fucking submission match, I'm fucking done. I'm cooked. Just saying it right there. I've always set up my characters, especially mine. He's a brawler. He does have a submission or two, but I mean, like, not near is what happens when Griff goes and locks in that Godslayer. Fucking just ends me on the fucking spot every time. Which was surprising in that match. He never went for the Godslayer. Right. It was well, no, he did once. And it was a reversal. But all in all, fucking great matches. I loved it. Enjoyed every bit of it. Now, like I said, tonight I'm going to write up the Fallout. Going to write down situations that are going to take place, and then see who's going to follow along, who's going to help build the stories up into something spectacular for the next Supercard. But we touched down on the R-Truth release. Here's what bothers me about it. Okay, they knew that they weren't going to renew his contract. So why wouldn't they have made his match against John Cena the biggest thing of his career in WWE?
Yes.
That should have
Right.
he should have said, you know what? You turned on your fans. You turned on your biggest fan. I'm not
Yeah.
bringing R-Truth to the ring. I'm not bringing Ron Cena. You're gonna have to deal with Ron
Yeah.
Killings. Ron Killings, one of
Yeah.
my favorite character he ever played.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people know his TNA days. He's fucking phenomenal in there as Ron Killings,
Yes. Yes. Oh
and
yeah.
it should have been his retirement match.
Right.
It very well should have been his retirement match, and it should have been
Right.
a hell of a lot bigger than what they ended up making it to be. He was basically fighting John Cena as John Cena.
Cena. Yeah. Ron
Yeah,
Cena.
yeah. You know, it should have been so much more. Instead, his retirement match is getting fucking
Right.
boned hard by JC Mateo.
Right.
I don't know
But I.
the meaning behind the JC
Yeah.
Mateo bit though.
No. Well, probably because of rights,
Yeah.
copyrights. That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, they want to own
He
somebody
probably
too, you know.
he wants to, yeah. So, but he wants it. But yeah,
No.
if he wants to. That's what I meant. It's probably with copyrights and that. Also, oh, and then Meanie says that I forgot two nicknames, Fat and Goofy.
Yes.
Yes.
I think those are endearing words coming from her when they are referring
Right.
to you.
Yes.
You know, nothing but
Yeah.
love there.
Yeah.
Fat,
Oh,
goofy,
yes.
bloated Bruce Lee.
And, yeah. Bloated Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Bloated Toad. Called me a bloated toad once or twice. Oh, my favorite one is my favorite one is Flabby Death Bottom.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
I remember when I first she liked that term when the first time I used that in WU because I called someone a flabby duck bottom.
So you became that to her.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. I do have a character I'm working on, an old character, but he's coming back. Lord Flabby Duck Bottom.
Oh Jesus Christ. Yeah, no,
Think of like
that's definitely an underground character.
yeah, Lord Flabby Duck Bottom.
Yeah. No. I'm trying. There's probably going to be
Right now.
some comedic characters. If I can find the right person to play a comedic character, I'd love it. Um, I'm trying to get Joel Quinn more involved. Fred Starr's having
Right.
issues right now to get on Discord to
Yeah.
be a bigger part of it, and he's going through
Right.
personal life issues as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
and you know, that's the thing. Like not knowing the external issues going on in people's lives, you know, you got to really take that into consideration. And thankfully, he opened up to us about it and what he's going through. Um, and again, condolences to the man.
Yeah.
Losing
Yes.
family is not easy, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but some great people in this Fed already. I'm looking to build it. I'm looking to bring in more storytellers, more trash talkers. We'll see where that ends and where it
Yeah.
goes. There is a return I'm hoping to have. I've only spoken to him recently and only on one occasion, but it's a certain character that is way over here on Pillar to Post. So I'll have more news about that. I'm working on an angle
Right.
to intrigue him and entice him to return. Um, but I think one of the best characters that Pillar to Post this channel has ever seen. And all I'd have to say is two words: Red Lounge.
Oh, but Drago make fire.
No,
Drago
that's
burn.
not the character I'm talking about.
Drago burn. Yeah, Drago. Yeah,
Yeah,
Drago burn.
Drago
Yeah,
might have burnt it down, but there was one man that made that whole thing
right.
fucking just golden.
What? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck the worms. Eat.
If it happens, I'm gonna be very happy because this is a guy
Yeah.
that loves storytelling and loves getting into
Oh
it.
yeah.
So
Yes.
it's gonna be beautiful. Anything you want
Yeah.
to discuss?
Well, first of all, I want to discuss how great I am.
No,
My my legacy,
your legacy.
everything. I
I've got to
have.
say, you winning that
I.
tournament, I think was the best thing for your character. Um,
Oh yeah.
because me and you had discussions before I started Apex, and I
Right.
let you know, like, I want the Yeti that should be the monster, not the Yeti that's the clown. You know,
But that is the. But
and
one and
un,
two are the. Yeah, one and
unbeknownst to
two are
me,
the same.
yeah, unbeknownst to me, 2K25 was going to put a big emphasis on the fucking overpowered giant.
Oh yes.
Like
But
they actually did the weight distribution properly this time.
detection. And when you when you turn it on, when it's set on, and it's beautiful.
But
You're not, and, yeah.
what it
But I
showed,
mean, you're not having light heavyweights power slamming,
that's what I like
giants.
seeing. You know, like when you get like a cruiserweight or even like a heavyweight. Not many heavyweights would be able to body slam someone that is billed at 7 feet tall and over 400 pounds. You
And
know,
then the gorilla press slam. Oh, yeah, right.
yeah.
You know,
You know, and what I liked about the mechanics, and it showed that Yeti can be beat last night. Once you weaken the giant, you're able to slam him. You're able to clothesline him off his feet. You're able to take him down and keep him grounded for longer periods of time. It's just getting to that point, you know. So it makes it to me. It makes it more believable. Someone fighting a giant in AWE. So, but it also disheartens a lot of the other players because there's a lot of them that want to be 7 feet tall, and it's like no, we're having one giant. You know,
yes, and
it's like the carny business wrestling is. Look at
right,
how often there was like
right,
a lot of giants in wrestling. That only started
right.
happening like in the late '90s, early 2000s with like Diesel and Kane and Undertaker and you know
When you had people that were from a basketball
yeah.
background coming in,
So like
because they had yeah,
like I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest. I shortened up your fucking big goons, pain and agony. I shortened them up. It's like,
Oh,
and
for you, that, yeah,
you know, it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
no. We're shortening them up. But I did not look that they were set as giants. And I was like, motherfucker. It
yeah. The
they
Giants, yeah,
they still lost though.
yeah. They were set up as
Like hell, we
what?
had
What?
we had a lot of wrestlers that did 2 matches yesterday.
Yeah,
And the way I've set up Universe this year, there are injuries that can occur.
yeah.
So
Right.
I was really pushing the envelope yesterday, and I haven't even checked
Yep.
the news on the game yet to see if
Yep.
anyone walked away
Right.
injured. You know,
Right.
I've got to start keeping my eye on that because a double feature could end up having someone go on the injured list
Right.
in the game. So
And and plus, you could probably, even though you didn't win a match, maybe you get a little boost
yeah,
because that universe mode will give you a little boost in a certain area, maybe recovery.
yeah,
You'll get maybe a couple points up on that.
yeah,
So that's the beauty when universe mode is working properly.
yeah. Um, anything else we can discuss?
Well, let's see. Well, Griff was mentioned that this kid thing with our truth, you can come on Monday Night Raw, and he's he's safe,
Yeah.
because you gotta, this these things are just, you know, uh,
I didn't
yeah,
expect them to have him, just
yeah,
not renew
like
his
that. No, they
contract.
really,
But this isn't Triple H making those decisions, though. This is TKO
right.
making these decisions.
Well, I know, but
So our truth
I
getting
think,
released, I seen him being like a trainer for NXT and the
yeah,
what is it called, the ID program? You know,
yeah, that one
I
too.
seen them giving him a position like that or a
Yeah,
a backstage hand in some sort,
Right.
a production crew member or whatever.
Right. But
Uh,
like I said, this could just be something kayfabe they threw out there just to throw off the
no,
dirt sheets
I
and all
don't know.
that
They've been
too.
pretty genuine about their releases as of late, though.
Yeah. Right.
They haven't fucked around with any
Right.
kind of release where it's like
No.
it ended up being an angle.
Right.
So
Well, yeah.
but it's
But
like he's had a long career. He has.
yes.
He's had a long career. He's made good money with WWE. Like, there's no way he's going to
Oh
be
yeah.
done for cash. Like,
Oh no no no.
I seen on social media everyone was shitting on WWE for releasing Braun Strowman, and then I never engage in that shit because if
No.
you look at Braun Strowman, his knees were completely shot. He was having problems with
Yeah.
paralysis in one leg for a long
With
time.
one leg, yeah, and he couldn't run like he used to. You could
Yeah,
see he's hobbled.
his back
You
was
know,
completely shot. Like, these are from his
his
mouth.
neck,
And
his
then
neck,
for him to
yeah,
post
he's
on
got
his social media where he's like running off a dock and jumping into the water or jumping off his yacht into the ocean,
yeah
that says he's happy.
yeah.
He's good with it. You know,
He's gonna yeah he's good. He'll probably wind up doing something. Maybe uh you know uh a consultant, an ambassador. He might get that with WWE, or or
no,
he'll he can do or
there's
he can
also
do
NWA. EC3 is a big part
yeah
of NWA. Like,
yeah
those two are
yeah
very close with each other. They were doing the
right
Change Your Narrative or something. That promotion that
yeah
EC3 started years
yeah
ago. They were doing that
yeah
together. So I could easily see him, doing something in NWA for a little bit, not being like a
right
top star.
right
Hi,
right.
JoJo. Hi.
But
Sorry, my dog came
but
to
I can
say
see
hi.
him. Yeah, right. But like I could see him doing behind the scenes, and that
Yeah.
broadcasting. You know, like I said, it's like he's not broke. He's not.
No. And
He
then,
got
like, a
he
lot of
got
people right away, they just gave AEW these people. Well, AEW is not going to buy everyone that gets released either.
no
And I think
no
sometimes it's more important to go the India route like Matt Cardona did, reshape
yeah
your
oh yeah
career and your
yeah
image and everything. Um,
right
Zack Ryder sucked in my eyes.
yeah
It was a
and
character I could
and
not
he
get behind.
no and he
Um,
it's like and he was stuck with it and he
yeah,
couldn't get
Matt
because
Cardona.
he
Matt Cardona
yeah
as a wrestler, I love what he's
oh
doing.
yeah oh
And,
yeah
and like, look at what he's done. Like, he went to GCW, had a death match, his only
yeah
death match, and he turned himself into the king of death matches. You know,
yeah
you
I
know,
know, yeah
like little
oh
things like
yeah
that. And it's like,
right
um, Indy Hartwell's another one. Like, she's now in TNA.
yeah
She didn't have
yeah
to go the
right, good place
AEW
for it
route.
no
AEW is not like the place to be. Like, they're
no
say what you want, their fandom has dropped drastically,
yes
and it's not. Yeah, if you're gonna go there for the money, sure, you'll make
oh yeah
lucrative money, but in the end,
right.
your star isn't being your star isn't shining
you,
brighter.
you're not going to have a long-term story. You're going to have maybe what I've noticed, what 3 to 6 months, and then you're on the back burner.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
Mariah May not
yeah,
resigning with
Good.
AEW.
She may be
WWE
WWE
bound.
bound.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one shocked me a bit, but not really either, because once she won the title, she was kind of put on the back burner as well. Like, even as champion, she
Yeah.
wasn't made a big deal of.
Yeah. Right.
You know, uh,
Okay. Right.
Tony Storm is the exception. She's the only one there that actually
She's
has story built around her.
oh yeah. Oh, it's just funny. Her the character. Oh, doing that old 40s movie
Yeah.
accent, the mid Atlantic accent is funny.
In my eyes, she is the only character
Sure.
that is there. She is the only
Right.
person that's changed who she was to be better.
Yes.
Um,
And 100% committed to it. They're very well written.
yeah. You
Yeah.
look at Okada. What was the point of bringing Okada in?
Right.
He's a nothing there.
No.
What he comes in and says, "Bitch."
Yeah.
Like I
Right.
haven't watched very much AEW. I watch mainly highlights
No.
now.
Right.
I've not been able to sit through a show in a long time, and credit to those
Right.
that do, and
Right.
they have that belief that AEW can turn things around and be an actual company that pushes WWE to be better. Right now, they're not pushing anyone to be better.
No.
Hangman Page's character, it's developing, but I mean, like
Yeah.
even Swerve wasn't a big deal when he won the title. Like
No.
he won the title, and they kind of lost what they were supposed to do with him. Then
Right.
you know,
You know, they need
it's disheartening to me for a company to be
they,
that
they
way.
need right, and they need a good solid producer.
Yes.
That's I mean that's I mean a segment producer, but an overall producer of the show and director that
Uh,
they're yeah
what
that
what
that's when you look at it, they have to look at it as a weekly series
yeah.
and how are we going to sell this. You have to have that mindset. How do we capture the interest?
Now
If you just have that,
that being said, WWE TV has not been very good as
no, it's
lately
kind
as
of
well. Zelina
they
Vega,
kind of
I'm sorry, I love the woman. She's a cute
yeah,
little woman.
right,
She's actually pretty skilled in that ring. But I think,
yeah,
and this is from seeing her train alongside Aleister Black, um,
yeah,
when they were on Celtic Warrior Workout. If
yeah,
she changed her style more of the way she trains with Alistair, more of that Muay
right,
Thai and martial arts, adding
right,
that into her
and this,
repertoire, I think
right,
she'd look a lot better instead of trying to copycat all the luchadors she's a big fan of.
oh, right now, the move,
Um, the I don't know how many people missed it. She botched the 619 when she was facing Chelsea Green,
yeah,
and
yeah,
instead of finding a way to redo the move, no, she just went and gave her a little kick to the face just to
yeah,
complete the
yeah, yeah,
maneuver and end up breaking
right,
Chelsea's nose.
yeah, yeah,
Well, I'm sorry, you fucked it up. You shouldn't have thrown the kick because that's where
yeah. That's,
you were going to injure somebody. That being
I'm,
said,
I'm
accidents
surprised.
happen
I'm
inside that
surprised.
ring.
I'm surprised she wasn't. I'm surprised she wasn't taken off TV. Because usually that was the punishment. I mean,
Her as champion, though, I'm sorry, does not work. Not with the way she wrestles.
I hope.
Her using the code red. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but there is a new up and comer that does it so much cleaner and better.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the one.
here's the problem I'm going to be seeing now that they're bringing up Jordan Grace. They're bringing up
Yeah.
Stephanie Vekur. They already
Yeah.
brought up Julia. They brought up Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
These
Yes.
women are going to out wrestle the main roster women.
Yes.
They're going
And if
to,
the
and I've already seen it. The one that actually did really well with Roxanne was Rhea Ripley,
yes.
but then she worked alongside HBK and Triple H in NXT. She has that experience,
Yes.
that newer style of
Yes.
wrestling. Um, but women like
More
Chelsea
excited.
Green, the gimmick, it's all about the gimmick. Is she can actually
Right.
wrestle pretty well, but
Yes.
just staying glued to that gimmick is hurting her so bad in that ring.
Well, yes. She needs to. Like I said, but I'm glad the new blood's coming in because you're going to see a different. You're going to see a more faster and more agile style
Yeah.
coming in for the
Oh,
women's
the women's
matches.
division is going to be looking good with
Yeah.
these newer women
It
up on the
was
main roster. Like,
yes, Julia. Yeah, Julia. Just all of them just watching them coming in, and who's in NXT now? Some of the women that aren't getting the call up, but the ones that are there are really good too.
yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Uh,
it's a it's not a they're better on their feet than from 10 years ago. They're not just walking to. Remember, for a while they were just walking to their spots and
yeah.
that they weren't running, and it was now because you're actually getting athletic women, athletes,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
not just pinup models or you look at
That was always the
yeah
downfall of the women's division. They didn't allow them to wrestle the way some of them can.
yes
They, especially with Vince McMahon at the helm there, he wanted
right
catfighting. He wanted bra and panties. Yes, as a young man, you love that shit. Okay,
oh yeah
seeing
well
Trish Stratus,
yeah
Torrie Wilson, Lita in their fucking underwear. Of course, it's a
yeah
wet dream for any young teenager.
Yeah, just like seeing Yeti in his underwear. It's a
No,
wet dream.
no, 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 no. The problem is, as you get older, you start wondering,
Yes, right.
okay, you start reading articles where Lita was trained in Mexico, and
Yes,
then you
yes,
get to see some of her matches,
right,
before WWE, and you're like, okay,
right.
she could really fucking wrestle. Why the fuck?
Yeah.
Ivory,
Oh yeah.
Ivory was a great fucking
I
wrestler.
re- oh yeah.
No, they wanted to have her in
No,
bra and panties.
yeah, of course.
You
You
know,
know,
um,
that's you know
uh,
that's that old era. That
yeah. Women in wrestling are always going to dress skimpy.
yes,
That's a given.
no. Oh
But
yeah.
their wrestling style has improved by far,
True,
and
right.
with a guy
Yeah.
like Triple H running things, it just makes it look so much better.
And HBK
Yeah,
also, and all the staff that they have, the trainers and is really good.
yeah,
You see, you know, we're seeing where the women's division should be. It should be, I mean, it should be on par as far as performance with the men.
yeah,
It should be the focus.
yeah.
I don't want to see I don't want to see any intergender. You know, like
Rhea Ripley manhandling Dominic isn't a bad thing as long as it's like,
you're right, but it's believable because he's 160
yeah, he's a
pounds
scrawny
soaking
little
wet.
fuck.
Yes, I that.
No, but no, I like it that they're starting to think about the women's division now. I want to start seeing them do something with the tag division. I really do.
Yes, well,
Tag
men's
team
tag
wrestling
division
has
is a
always been my thing, but I
oh
I
yeah,
grew
oh
up
me too.
on the British Bulldogs, Heart Foundation, Legion of Doom, also
Uh,
known as Road Warriors,
rock and
Demolition,
roll,
Powers of
rock and roll
Pain.
express, midnight express,
Yeah,
all all that.
yeah.
The
It's like I loved tag team wrestling, and I like
Freebird,
the
yeah,
the thought that these guys had back in the day, especially the fans. The
right.
fans looked at it as they were getting two for one. Instead
For
of
one,
two men
yes,
going at each other, it was four men fighting. You know,
and yeah, and it's great because the stories you can tell with tag teams,
yeah.
and if you want to break up. If you want to break a tag team, the guy's sitting on the floor for the tag, or his back's turned,
Yeah.
like what's going on with these two? They're not, they're not on the same page. That's always great. You know.
But I think we're going to call it. Is there anything that we need to address in the chat?
Let's see. Let me look. Check real quick.
I hope everyone out there that's watching was satisfied with the way Ascension went down. Now, besides the wins and losses, to me it was a very competitive show, um, and I worked my ass
Yeah.
off for it yesterday doing the doubleheader.
Yeah.
But I wanted to stay on track with things, and I think it paid off in the end. Now, am I going to be this nice and everything when I'm in
Yeah.
Discord and everything? I felt like doing a
Yeah.
really, really hardcore promo for the
I know that's what
show,
we're talking about.
but
Yeah,
right
yeah,
before before I contacted you and said, "Hey, are you ready?" I just had to
yeah,
do a promo, like record a promo
yeah.
for another show,
Right,
and it was like, mm, I'm done.
right.
And
Got it.
I'm gonna give Griff his flowers. Like he's been a fucking rival of mine for years now
Right,
in the YouTube land, and it's been fucking awesome with him.
right.
No
Right.
further
Yeah, I
in the
got it.
chat.
No, nothing. No, nothing that.
Okay,
Nothing that's valuable.
okay. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I'm gonna call it short today because I'm gonna be honest. I'm still waking
That's
up.
what she said.
I use the CPAP to sleep because I don't get enough
Yes.
oxygen, and when I crashed today, I forgot to put it on. So that messes my shit up big time.
Yep.
So I'm fucking exhausted. I want to get a little bit of rest and just chill out. So you guys all have a great time, and we're gonna call it it. Any last words from the
Yes.
Yeti?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that Pete had something more than a CPAP on his face.
I didn't have the
But we
CPAP
won't
on
go
my
into.
face. I forgot
I
to
know you
bring
didn't
the
have it. You
CPAP.
got Sense Washa.
Oh,
She was
Jesus
she was
Christ.
she was trying to help you breathe.
No, smothered me. Smothered me.
Yeah, see, so give you some give you some smothered onions. Give you a smother.
Well, ladies and
Anyways,
gentlemen, I want to thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the show. Next show, I hope to be a little bit more clear-headed, and we'll get down to having a lot more fun than we did this time. But for
so
today, that is it. And my final words are: have a great day, have a good night, and always have a better tomorrow.
and see you on the next stream. Good
And
night, folks.
we are out.